is here, and her latest project is something that's really close to her heart. It's a Lifetime movie called America, and it tells the story of a 17-year-old boy named America who's been in foster care since he was a baby. Now he's on the cusp of aging out of the system, and he meets a therapist, played by Rosie, who helps him to open up about his very, very painful past. Check this out.
I'm sorry.
Wait, don't.
No, I'm sorry. Don't. I'm not going to touch you again.
Don't touch me.
I'm sorry about that. What's going on? Can you tell me?
No, I can't.
Just tell me, America. Just say it.
Everybody leaves, okay?
Everybody like who? Like Liza?
My mother, Liza, my brothers.
They all go away.
No one ever stays.
Okay.
People were supposed to protect me, don't. The people who are supposed to care, don't. Reggie, Mrs. Harper, our brothers, my mother, everyone. So confused you don't know what's right, what's wrong anymore.
Everybody leaves. First of all, why don't you explain what aging out of the foster care system means? I don't think a lot of people understand what aging out means when they reach that certain age.
Right. Well, foster care in America is sort of a very broken system. It was set up after World War II to care for war orphans. And now it's orphans of living parents. These children have parents who are unable to care for them, so the state takes them out of their families and tries to raise them. Unfortunately, we're not very good at raising other people's children. There are 141,000 licensed foster homes and 500,000 kids in foster care. Wow. So you do the numbers, most of them are floating around with nowhere to go. When they hit 18, with a few exceptions of states that made it 21, including New York, they age out of the system, which means all of their services are cut. They're done, they're on the street. 80% of those kids end up homeless or in prison.
I spent some time with some foster kids some years ago. I used to visit some of them. I visited one in the Bay Area, and it was just like these beautiful, beautiful kids. And a lot of them I spoke to were terrified of their 18th birthday.
Yes.
They were terrified. It's like they didn't want it to come because they knew that their future was bleak.
Right. And if they get to be teenagers and they still haven't been placed in a home or adopted, they know the chances of them being adopted are very slim. And these are the kids who are in most need. They need support, love, understanding, and help. And, you know, the hope is that we get foster parents involved now, people who can and are willing to help, and then we work lobbying the government to change the entire system.
Tell them the phone number that you want to give everybody.
The National Foster Parent Association, 1-800-557-5238. If you want any information, you can become a CASA advocate, court-appointed special advisor. You represent the child's needs in court, and you have to, you know, be a mentor to them if you can't be a full-time foster parent. But it's an unbelievable challenge, and something that is so fulfilling and also so difficult. It was the hardest thing I ever did, but probably the best thing I ever did.
When we come back, we're going to meet the star of Rosie's movie. He plays the foster child that is aging out of the system. He plays America in the movie America, and his story of how he was discovered is amazing. We'll be right back. Rosie O'Donnell is talking about her new movie, America, which premieres Saturday, February 28th at 9 p.m. on Lifetime. Now, you discovered this actor in a very interesting kind of way. I don't even want to say actor because he wasn't one before.
No.
Maybe I'm telling too much.
That's
so
all
I'll
right.
let you.
Yeah, so we were in Detroit. We were about to start shooting on Monday, and this was a Thursday, and we did not have an actor. And the next day, Friday, we were going to put 3 of the final actors on film. And Larry and I, the other producer, went to a little tapas diner kind of place called Small Plates, and we walked in. There was one other table of people, and it was Philip, his father, 2 of his uncles, and 2 of his sisters. And we sat down, and I said to Larry, "Do you see that kid over there?" He said, "Yeah." So do you see how he moves, his stillness? You see the way his eyes are, his body? That is the kind of kid that should play America. And he goes, "Oh, what are you going to do, walk over there?" And so I was waiting. I was kind of like making eye contact, sort of trying to, and one of his uncles, his cousin, said, "Are you Roseanne Barr?" I was like, "Close enough!" Close enough! And I went over and I introduced myself to his dad, who's named Mark, who's here with us today. And Philip was the young boy. I said, "Have you ever acted before?" And he said, "No." He was an engineering student at school and had no interest in plays, had never performed. And I told him what the film was about and what it would take for him to do it. And I gave him the number and the address, and I didn't know if they would call or show up, but the next day, they showed up, and he was the last one we put on tape, and the whole crew was behind me, and Philip was in front of me, the camera was behind me, and I was reading with him, and after the first take, I had, like, chills up my body, and I, like, kind of turned to see if I was the old, and they're all like this. You know? And he's like, was that okay? I'm like, yeah, dude, that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, that might work.
So let's see, obviously he got the part. Check this out.
America, look at me. Whatever you don't deal with now, you're gonna have to deal with it later.
I don't care.
Well, you should care. You're 17 years old. When you turn 18, you age out of the system. You know what that means?
No.
It means no more services for you. The state's done. They raised you out. You're on the street, alone. You know what happens to those kids? Jail or homelessness. That's not a life for you.
All right, come on out here, Philip Johnson. Have a seat right
Oh,
here.
am I right? All right. I think you're in the middle. Get in the middle. Get over there. Get in the middle.
Come here, Philip.
Over there. Philip.
Are you nervous?
No.
No? Okay.
He's cool. He's cool.
Make sure you're not nervous. So this is crazy. Like 1 minute you're in a diner and then you're like starring in a movie with Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she said she was making eyes at you. Did you notice she was looking at you when you were in that diner?
No, the only person who actually noticed her was my cousin, who he said her name out loud. He made a joke because he said, "Look, everybody, this is Rosie O'Donnell." And we all thought he was kidding. We thought it was someone who just looked like Rosie O'Donnell. We didn't think it was actually her, like, what is Rosie O'Donnell doing in Detroit? So then she told me later that as soon as she heard her name mentioned, that she stood up and came to our table and introduced herself.
But was it Rosie O'Donnell or Roseanne Barr?
I thought he said Roseanne Barr, but Larry said he said Roseanne O'Donnell, but I heard Roseanne Barr. Anything that started with an R, I was going to go. If he said Rachel Ray, I would have been over there. You know? Ruth Buzzy, I'm going. Anything.
So tell me, what was the most difficult scene for you in the movie?
The scene where I had to cry, like the big climactic scene at the way near the end of the movie where I'm in Dr. Maureen Brennan's office. That would have to be the hardest thing.
So you're going to be a big-time actor now?
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah?
I'd love to.
Yeah? Congratulations on this movie, and you can act your... How old are you?
17.
Oh, no, your butt off. You can act your butt off. We'll be right back. Okay, Rosie, I feel like we talked about a lot, but there's a lot more that we need to be talking about, and I want you to come back tomorrow.
Honey, I'm free.
You'll be back tomorrow?
If you need me, I'm back.
Okay,
Come on.
back to back, Rosie. And do not forget to watch her incredible film, America. Okay, it premieres February 28th. Today is Thursday. It premieres on Saturday at 9 p.m. on Lifetime. 2 days from now, got it? Saturday, February 28th at 9 p.m. on Lifetime. You do not want to miss it, okay? We'll see you later. Tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow with Rosie.